Hello, Jeepla staff. Purpose of this video is to give you an overview of the mock testing process that we'll engage in the next couple of days. Please use your collaboration/planning period to view this video regarding mock testing. Its purpose is to give you an overview of expectations, needed resources, and timelines regarding testing. Also use this time during your collaboration to review your testing folder. Be sure to generate questions and contact Ms. Shabazz or myself for any questions or concerns you might have. This test is meant to help students experience the testing conditions that will take place during the actual LEAP test. Too often we take for granted testing conditions such as room temperature, seating arrangements, computer usage, timelines, the length of tests, and student stamina in relationship with all of those factors. This interim assessment/mock test will give us an opportunity to troubleshoot those factors prior to students taking the actual real thing in the beginning of April, end of March. So once again, please provide myself or Ms. Shabazz any feedback regarding the issues you incur during mock testing. Additionally, this testing event will give teachers, both ELA and math, an opportunity to make some instructional decisions based off of their testing data. I know how important it is to get a true picture of the data, so we're pushing for our students to give maximum effort. We will do this with the help of an incentive program during recess Tuesday and Wednesday of this week. This year, each teacher proctor will be given 20 JEEPLA T3 tickets. The tickets are incentives that will be awarded to students immediately after they finish testing. I need you to pump these up. I need you to be a used car salesman, to show kids that they're going to get a worthwhile prize if they just meet a few expectations. And there are school-wide expectations. The expectation of being enthusiastic. We just need students to engage in learning consistently, to exhibit the best in all they do during that testing time. We need them to be attentive. They need to self-engage in instructional minutes and in testing minutes, and they need to remain focused and on task and ask for clarity if needed. They need to be determined. They need to monitor their self-progress. They need to understand daily testing expectations, and they need to persevere. All students have to do is present their ticket at the recess table and claim a prize of their choice. A member of administration will be there to praise the students and reward students for meeting expectations. Students in grades 4 through 8 will be in testing mode as students take the interim midterm exams. It's important to note and emphasize to students that these assessments will be for a grade. So please monitor students' pacing. No student should finish session 1 in less than 40 minutes, for example. And if this happens, my proctors, I'm expecting you guys to encourage students to retake the test. During interim assessments, those students should submit their test as complete without a teacher's permission to do so. And we want to practice that same thing during the real test. This means that teachers must actively monitor during the entire assessment. Here are a few things you need to be mindful and know what their purpose is when looking in your folder. Before we do that, I just want to make you aware of this thing right here. So what you see here is an overview of where your room placements are. You can get with Ms. Shabazz and she'll give you an idea of where you guys will be placed. So make sure that you read this. This can be found on the testing folder on your Google Drive. You just click on your Tornado Drive. Click on testing. Go to 2019 testing. and you'll find this file. Also, you'll have a schedule for testing. The schedule for testing is basically going to be in my announcements. And so you can take your time to read the schedule, because it also kind of gives you directives on timelines and how we're going to do lunch. But because it's mock testing, we're really going to be troubleshooting this as we go. So you're going to have to bear with us with this. But you'll have day 1 and day 2's overview in your announcements. Then you'll have a checklist. This checklist is basically everything that you should find in your folder. We may add a few things, but we'll make sure that we'll make you aware of the things that we add. You should find the following things in no particular order: graph paper, a copy of the testing schedule, a used ticket folder, you should find a copy of, I think this here is some testing tips, but also that's the back of the form for students' instructions. So you'll have some testing tips on the back of that form, but this gives you an overview if you're not familiar with kids and how they should log in to using the Chromebooks. That red sheet will just basically give you an idea. So follow this sheet before you call for support from one of your testing administrators. You're also going to have the unused ticket sheets. You would think that I would need to go over this, but quite often we find that your unused ticket sheets would be for kids who don't show up for school that day or are late and are unable to take that actual test. You're gonna put those slips that you will end up having to cut. You'll put those slips in that envelope there. Then you'll have this is the sign out sheet for computers. I was told to make sure that I inform you by Dr. Peugeot that the carts were in bad shape when she got them, and that's something that we're going to have to rectify. So teachers, please make sure that you're following the procedures where you can take all the carts out yourself and put them on the top of the cart, but you don't want kids or random kids pulling the Chromebooks out of the cart. What generally is starting to happen is the carts are getting torn and they're getting tangled up beyond repair. So they're getting torn beyond repair, but they're getting tangled up so badly that it's difficult to distinguish where they should go, and then they're getting pulled. So make sure that teachers, you're doing that, or you have one responsible student. So we'll know each class period, you'll know that you have that one responsible student who's going to be responsible for putting the Chromebooks back in the cart. But for testing, that's a procedure that you're going to follow. You're also going to have a restroom log. That's going to be important. Provided you guys with loose leaf paper. We provided you guys with, once again, the testing schedules. If you have any questions, we'll have people who will constantly walk in the hall, so you can post that needed assistance sign. And if there is an issue with a Chrome card, this becomes important. This is a laptop replacement form. So if you have an issue with a Chromebook, this is what you'll need to fill out. You'll also have a bag to put students' phones in. And it's important that when we walk by, we don't see you on your phones, because because you should be actively monitoring students. You'll also have some reference sheets. Everyone should have this sign up while testing. That's the testing do not disturb sign. So those are some of the things that you should have in your folders. The one thing that I don't have posted, but I can tell you in the video is, well, I guess I can show you, is this right here. You're going to have to cut these up, but these are the tickets that you can give students. And it's basically GPLA T3, which is the top test taker ticket. So we're giving this to our top test takers. They can either receive 10 PBIS points at the table when they turn in this ticket from an administrator, or they can just bypass all that and they can get a treat at the table by just turning in their ticket. And they're treats that are a little bit larger than our small candy from a PBIS store. So I think the kids are going to appreciate the treats because they're a little bit larger than our average candy from the PBIS store. There's something different, and I think that many of them are really going to like it. So that's our testing in service. Take an opportunity to go through your folders, go over this video, and shoot us an email if you have any questions. Thank you.